Elections are over, and once again it is time to discuss issues and start asking politicians to deliver what they promised. As we head to July, or in other words, the 14th month of the Manipur violence, we are tempted to raise one point we believe has been sidelined in this conversation: the way the army has been treated in Manipur. I'm Kalyan Deb, and with the 99th episode of our series Decoded, I wish to bring your attention to how the army was left to fend for itself in a region where every side is now more sure than ever that they are right and others are wrong. Pursuing for months.
Village of Assam.
In the 75th Independence Day.
I, as some of you might know or remember, was in Churachandpur on May 3, 2023. In fact, my presence in Churachandpur convinced many people from a certain side of the conflict that EastMojo was somehow aware of the violence beforehand. But let us leave that aside. The reason I mentioned May 3 is because EastMojo was perhaps the only media from outside Manipur who witnessed the thousands of security forces marching in on May 4 and May 5 itself. Just days later, the centre confirmed that they had appointed a special advisor and that the centre had also allegedly imposed Article 355. Now I say allegedly because to this day even local groups are unsure if it is implemented, and therein begins our biggest issue. The centre got the army in time, but everything that has happened since shows that the central government is more interested in ensuring its image does not suffer. If that makes the army the collateral damage, so be it. Here is a simple question: who is giving the orders to the army? In this case, it seems like a straightforward answer, right? The Home Ministry, of course. Now, the Home Ministry is second only to the Prime Minister's office, so it would seem like if the Home Ministry asks something to be done, there is no reason why anyone should oppose it, right? But when have things been this simple in the Northeast? Within the first 2 weeks of the conflict, when, let us not forget, large parts of Manipur were still not engulfed in violence, it became clear that, well, the army was unclear about what it was supposed to do exactly. In any conflict situation, the army supersedes the local police, but in the case of Manipur, that hardly seems to be the case. I mean, remember when we started hearing about violence between the local police and security personnel? How did such a thing happen? Because, well, as usual, the politicians were far more interested in saving their careers than in ensuring a structural approach to conflict resolution. When local police controlled by the state clashes with security forces controlled by the centre, it means a lack of communication between the state and the centre. How did that happen when the centre and the state were under the BJP? What was the double-engine government doing here? We still do not know. Now, remember, even in the first month, the violence had not spread to as many areas in Manipur as it did later. The first month, with clear orders from the centre, could have easily ended the violence, but this uncertainty became a blueprint of how badly things have been handled ever since. To this day, when the army moves in to arrest someone, local groups protest. The army is left confused. We make videos, people abuse the army, people praise the army, and the circle repeats. If the army cannot even make arrests, either tell them not to do so or allow them to do so. How does embarrassing army personnel every day, week in and week out, help anyone? If the army is left this unsure about the course of action, what do we expect from civilians? And when armed groups like Arambai Tengol take over Kangla Fort and summon politicians, what message do we give to the security forces? Now, I guess I won't be saying anything seditious or anti-national if I said that the army across large parts of the Northeast have had an uncomfortable and often frosty relationship with locals. That will happen when you have laws like AFSPA that leave civilians with no resource if they are treated unjustly or worse, killed for simply existing. Let me make one thing clear. I am not here to advocate for the army. This is the job of the Indian government. I am here to simply point out that the Manipur government asked for the army to come in and stop the violence, and when they arrived, they were left orphaned. The centre's orders are not clear enough. Had that been the case, we would not have been talking about Manipur until now. Over the past year, Meitei groups and even several Naga groups have called out security personnel, especially Assam Rifles, for their biased behavior. On June 28, the Delhi Meitei Coordinating Committee and the Global Manipur Federation in a press release said the deployment of security forces ostensibly to restore peace has raised more questions than it has answered. We are compelled to ask what is the true purpose of these forces in Manipur. Our observations paint a disturbing picture. The United Naga Council too has time and again called for the withdrawal of Assam Rifles along the Indo-Myanmar border in and around the Kamjong area. In just the past few weeks, several groups and individuals in Manipur have criticized both the army and Assam Rifles following incidents in Jiribam. The Bharat Hindu Mahasena and Shiv Sena in Manipur have made what could be termed inflammatory speeches targeting the Assam Rifles and the Indian Army. I know some of you must be already typing, why are you not talking about cookies, in the comments. Here's the thing. The cookies have by and large been supportive of the army's presence and even protested when they tried to withdraw from certain areas. This has furthered the idea that the army is biased against the Meiteis and of late the Nagas. But wait, why is the army pro-cookie if that is the case? Who is asking the army to be pro-cookie? This is not Pakistan. You see, the Indian army will never do anything except follow orders from above. So if we extend the argument, are we saying that the center is anti-Meitei and anti-Naga? How is it that 10 cookie MLAs have somehow got more power than 40 Meitei MLAs, 10 Naga MLAs and 1 Meitei MP and 1 Naga MP? If the army is biased, what has Biren Singh done to speak against this, and what is the BJP government doing? Meitei groups have time and again asked for the end of the SOO agreement with cookie insurgent groups. So what is the BJP government doing then? Are we now going to say that somehow cookie leadership has managed to hoodwink the center into siding with them? Seriously? And what is Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh doing? The state is broken. The people, no matter their ethnicity, are tired and yearning for peace, and the politicians are, well, being politicians. Biren Singh has made it clear the cookie regions are not his concern anymore. However, if Lok Sabha elections are any indication, even his more ardent supporters are now deserting him. But amid all this, the people continue to lose and the army continues to be demoralized, and this can never be a good thing for any side.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to EastMojo. For any queries, put them down in the comments section below and press on the bell icon for notifications.